All of us have certain authors who have had a powerful influence on our lives. After the Bible, the writings of these three men have had more impact on me than any others. I want to tell you a little bit about each of them, what books I recommend, and how they have shaped my life. First is the least well-known of the group, Vance Havner. Havner was a Southern Baptist pastor, author, and conference speaker who died in 1986 at the age of 85. Havner's books are a collection of his sermons. There are probably about 30, and I have read most of them. I was introduced to him as a college sophomore in 1966. The first book I read was Why Not Just Be Christians? Havner was a modern prophet who condemned the lukewarmness of American Christianity. He said, quote, "Most of our church services begin at 11 o'clock sharp and end at 12 o'clock dull," end quote. He demanded a submission to the Lordship of Christ and called for us to forsake the world and all its allure. I was 19 years old when I first read him and concluded he was right. Most of the Christianity I saw was watered down and ineffectual. I have read him now for 60 years, and he has continually inspired me to give all to Christ and leave the world behind. It is great counsel for a young college student as well as a retired pastor. Second is the best known, C.S. Lewis. Lewis was a college professor in England who died on November 22, 1963, the day JFK was assassinated. He is one of the most famous Christians of the last century. I have read most of his books, from Screwtape Letters, a book about an old demon giving advice to a young demon, to The Problem of Pain, dealing with evil. He is famous for his Narnia series, which have been made into a number of movies, but his book, Mere Christianity, has helped me the most. I have often called it the best book of the last 100 years. In it, Lewis brilliantly argues for the existence of the God of the Bible, and as such is probably the best known apologetic work in our lifetime. But it is more than apologetics. The second half of the book is about what God expects of Christians, or how to live the Christian life. It is a work of genius. Every Christian should read Mere Christianity, one of the greatest books ever written. Third is David Martin Lloyd-Jones. MLJ was a British preacher who died in 1981. He was the pastor of Westminster Chapel in London from 1939 to 1968. His books are usually a collection of his sermons. His book, The Sermon on the Mount, I consider to be the best book, along with Mere Christianity, of the past 100 years. Lloyd-Jones brilliantly exposits Jesus' sermon, arguing that it is for all Christians everywhere, but only for Christians. There are several other authors who have helped me greatly, Francis Schaeffer, Charles Spurgeon, to name two, but these three I put at the head of the list. Use the links below to get hold of books by these great men. I'm convinced they will bless you as they have me.